Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Andrew Meeuwsen, the head boys basketball coach at Plymouth. How's it going?
Going well. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so obviously the big story is in the KLA West, of course, this is your first year as head coach of Plymouth. People obviously may know you from being the JV coach at Canton. Of course, you took this job and just kind of talk about, being a head coach at the varsity level.
Very excited to start here at Plymouth High School. Being in the KLAA the last 4 years at Canton, I kind of know the ins and outs of what some of the other teams do, and already working at the park, kind of how the park operates. It's a little different having 3 schools all on the same campus. We've in June I was hired, and we've had a good amount of guys who have been coming out to 4-man workouts and fall league and summer league and lots of open gyms and practices, and a lot of kids who are just excited to be competitive and try and win some games this upcoming season.
Yeah. So just talk about how excited you are to start the year, and you kind of already mentioned it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Love coaching basketball. I played in high school, and some of my mentors who I looked up to, coaches, and being able to, is a big thing for me. I've loved coaching since, being out of high school, and now being, in charge of my own program, kind of get to do things that I've learned from everybody. My previous coaches, like Reddy, Mickey Cochran at Zeeland East, and Mike Fenlon at Zeeland East. And just excited to, have my own brand of basketball.
For sure. Let's talk about some of the returning guys that you have coming back.
Yeah, so we have Kelvin Amoko, who is a senior.
Yep.
He's a big 6'11". He's a college recruit. He's got a few colleges who are interested. He's played a lot of minutes last year, and I already kind of knew who he was because we scouted him last year. So it's exciting to be able to coach Kelvin. He's a hard worker, put a lot of time in the off season. He's gotten a lot better just since June with improving his game. And then we have Bryce Garbatz, another senior. He's actually been on varsity for 3 years, so he was up as a sophomore. He's a good shooter. He has a couple colleges who are also interested in him, so he'll probably be playing basketball at the next level next year. Very excited to have 2 guys who are going to be playing basketball at the next level. And then we have a couple other returners. Jackson McCaig, a big football star. He's a junior. He was on the team last year as a sophomore, played a little bit for those guys as a role player. And then we have Marshall Thorne. He's going to be a senior. His older brother was a starter last year. He played behind him more as a reserve, but he's looking to get a lot of minutes. He's another tall guy. We have a lot of height. Marshall's like 6'6", Jackson's like 6'3", Bryce is 6'4". We have another senior who played football, didn't play basketball last year, named Orlando. He's 6'6", 6'5". We got a lot of tall guys. And then Lucas Porter, he got brought up for districts last year as a sophomore, and actually scored a handful of buckets against Canton in that district game. So he's a returner, kind of. He played in that district game. Pretty good, little guard, and I'm excited. We have some returners who played some good minutes, and then we have some guys who didn't play a lot of minutes and we have to count on them to put the ball in the hoop and rebound for us and defend for us a little bit more than what was expected of them last year. So
for sure. Let's kind of talk about what you like from your team so far. I know you've only had a few practices. I know you might have I'm not sure if you have a scrimmage this week or not, but overall, what do you like about your team so far?
Yeah, we have a scrimmage actually at Canton on Saturday. There'll be a bunch of teams there Saturday morning from like 8 till noon. So that'll be exciting. We're not scrimmaging any of the teams in our conference, but there'll be some good teams that'll be there. And things I'm excited about, again, like I said, our size. It's probably the tallest team I've ever coached obviously head coach, but even, being an assistant coach anywhere, I've never had anybody who's even close to 7 feet tall. So Kelvin being so tall, and Marshall Thorne, and Orlando, there's a lot of height, there's a lot of size, there's a lot of length, which is exciting. So, and I think in order to win games, you have to be able to play defense and rebound. So hopefully we should be able to rebound a little easier than some other teams just because of our height. And then playing fast. I like playing fast, and that's something that we're kind of learning how to do, because when you're, all so tall, you're not quite playing as fast as what a shorter team would be. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to with those guys.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the league this year. Of course, everyone was at media day last night, but overall, this is going to be this is anyone's league to grab, and of course of course you're so familiar with this league because of course you were at Canton. Overall, how do you think the league's going to be this year? Because I think it's anyone's up for grabs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very competitive league. Obviously, being at Canton, I know what they have over there. They have a lot of guys playing. Dante and Omar should be playing college basketball, and they're good basketball players. And they got some D1 football players over there too.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's going to be a tough battle when we play those guys. But yeah, the rest of the league, a few teams lost some seniors, and a few teams lost some starters that were scoring points. But a lot of teams are bringing back guys who have experience, whether they be sophomores or juniors. It should be it's going to be tough to win every Tuesday and Friday, no matter who you are. I don't think it even matters if you're home or away. It's going to be some tough games. And hopefully for us, if we play hard and we defend, we'll have a good opportunity to be in most of those games. So,
yeah. So kind of talking about what's going to kind of come next. Let's talk about your non-conference schedule. What do you got for the month of December? Who are some of the teams you've got scheduled on the slate for the Wildcats?
For sure. So next Tuesday, we play South Lyon. It's both of us are first year,
yep,
or starting over the program, so I feel like it was kind of a good idea for us both to play somebody who doesn't have all their stuff installed and everything's flowing like how we want it to be. So it'll be a good challenge for both of us. And then next week, Saturday, we're actually going to travel across the state and play Zeeland East, where I went to high school and where I played, which is going to be cool. Obviously, I'll have some family in the stands and some friends. A lot of my friends have been texting me and saying, "Hey, is this for real? Are you coming over here with your basketball team?" I was like, "Yeah, we'll be there." So we play them at 2:00 on Saturday, next December 10th. Looking forward to that. We play West Bloomfield, and they've been a really good basketball school the last couple of years. They also have a new coach this year. That should be a challenge for us. We play Onstead at the Motor City Roundball Classic, December 27. They only had one loss last year. They got a big guy who's should be a good challenge for Kelvin. That's going to be their one loss was to Williamston, who won a state championship. So that'll be a real tough battle for us. Who else we got? We play Churchill in the crossover, so another KLAA game, which will be a tough game. And I'm missing one. Hold on, we got it right here. We also have Plymouth Christian.
Yep.
They've played Plymouth Christian the last couple of years. It's something that they've been doing at Plymouth High School. A little rivalry there. Plymouth Christian beat them last year at their place. So and they returned some good scores. So that should be a good battle for us. That game's going to be at home, and then another home and away, Gibraltar Carlson, who they did beat last year, but again, good basketball school. So yeah, excited for the non-conference. There should be some good games. The onset game should be a good, really challenge for us with that big guy they have. And then Zeeland East, traveling a long ways away. And then a couple of schools with first year coaches, which I think are good for first year coaches to play each other instead of going and playing someone who's been coaching for 15 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So let's let's also talk about what do you want to see out of your team so far in these first few games as you before you enter into conference play, because before we enter into that Tuesday Friday kind of thing.
Yeah, so things that we're looking for is being able to control what we can control, and that's our team attitude and effort and how hard we play and how we defend. We might not be able to all of our sets and our motion, our offense might not be perfect at the beginning of the year, but we can control how hard we play. We can control how hard we play on defense. We can control whether we rebound. So if we can play defense for 32 minutes, and we can continuously do that as a team, all five guys buying into each other as one unit defensively and keeping teams, to a lower total. I think we'll have a good chance to win most of those games, and then hopefully by the time the league play starts, we have a little more our motion and our sets are flowing a little bit better than probably what they are, because we've only had a few days of practice, so things are a little rusty yet.
All right. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Best of luck to you this season, and we'll probably catch you at a few games this year. How about that?
Sounds good. Appreciate it.